Welcome once again to my channel, Fox Business. My name is Ofosu Godwin, a marketing professional and a marketing trainer. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe, comment, like, and share. Today we're going to talk about how to write content marketing plan. How to write a content marketing plan. Content marketing is very important in these modern days and in the 21st century when it comes to marketing. The question is, how many marketers do plan their content marketing? Some content marketers, and for that matter, digital marketers, do plan. But what is the percentage of people that plan? Why should a person, as a matter of fact, or a content marketer or a digital marketer plan his content? Research has shown that 55% more traffic can be gained if content marketers plan their content. It can also lead to 5 times more leads generated, right? And also 13 times ROI, that is return on investment, right? So it tells you how important content marketing plan is. Now let's look at the various steps in planning or doing a content marketing plan. The first thing to do is to do a content audit. Do a content audit, both internal and external content audit, to identify, as a matter of fact, your current content. So you need to look at the situation of your current content and how they have performed, and that of also competitors and how it is performing. So when it comes to the internal content audit, you're looking at collecting all your current content, right? Both the ones that are organic and inorganic, and then analyze to see how all of them are performing, right? So for example, you can check your keywords on your website, your blogs, email, check your social media posts, right? Your webinars that you have had, podcasts, and so on and so forth. Analyze the success of each of this content to see whether there's a gap, and this will help you to eliminate waste. Classify them into top performing, low performing, and also check the frequency and the consistency among those content, right? What was the reactions? How many followers did you get? Were the followers within your target audience, or were followers who does not fall within your target audience, right? How much do you make? What is the revenue did you make from your current content, right? Which platforms had the best performance, and what content was posted there? This is going to give you an overview of your current performance. So it's going to give you an overview of your current performance. You also need to look at that of competitors. That's the external audit. What content are competitors performing well in? You can see that from sometimes comments. You can, or maybe on their social media platforms, right? You can even sometimes find their webinars. And there are other tools that you can use to, as a matter of fact, find out how much content competitors have been posting. You can check their social media pages, and you'll be able to get information about the type of content and the reactions. You can even check on reviews, on their Google reviews, and so on and so forth. Do this with about 5 of your biggest competitors, and then maybe 3 of your lowest competitors or indirect competitors, to see how well they are performing. Now you need to do a SWOT analysis. So check out whether you have the necessary skills and the expertise. What are the opportunities and threats when it comes to creating content for your business and for the category of business that you run? The next thing to do is to set an objective. Set an objective for your content marketing plan serves as a source of direction The objective, as a matter of fact, sets a force of direction for your plan. Where do you want to be? I mean, it asks the question, where do you want to be? Or what do you want to achieve? What is the purpose of drafting your content marketing plan? So it could be for brand awareness, to generate revenue, of course, which is one of the most important objectives, to create a community by having some number of followers, likes, customer experience, building relationship with customers, right, and so on and so forth. But these objectives should be smart, it should be specific, it should be achievable, it should be realistic in time. Don't make unrealistic objectives that cannot be achieved. And make sure that objectives is achieved within a specific period of time. So for example, an example could be like this. To achieve 10,000 views of our Facebook videos within the next 4 weeks and increasing conversion rate by 10% and by selling 100 units of our products. It's a very fantastic, smart objective that you can include in your content marketing plan. You can include this in your content marketing plan. So that's a typical example of a content marketing plan, smart objective. The next thing to do is to define your audience. Define your audience. Who are you targeting? Whom do you want to reach with your content? This requires a lot of research, right? You can do research on the various search engines, right? It's going to give you information on the various demographics, the various, geographic locations, the various devices that the various target audience uses the most, right? And where you can find them. So know who exactly your content is reaching. Are you dealing with business to business customers? Are you dealing with individual customers? You are dealing with business to business customers, which industry and which location? Which type of content will be appropriate to reach out to this type of customers? And where do you think you can reach out to them the most in order of importance and in order of relevance, right? What channels and formats? If you are dealing with individual customers, are you dealing with males or females, right? What is the age group? On which platforms can you find them? On which devices are you likely to engage with them with your content? In fact, Google Analytics is a very useful tool that will help you to give information about people who have visited your website, their location, the type of content they interacted with, the pages, how long they stayed on your website, the devices they used to access your website, and the actions they took on your website. Getting to know your audience is important. It prevents waste because you cannot communicate what people don't want to them. People doesn't need your product or service cannot be the recipient of your content. It will be a waste of resources. Though we have primary audience and secondary audience, always make sure that you get a defined target audience who basically need your product, who could be either customers or consumers of your products or services. The next thing is to devise a content strategy, right? Which content, which type of content or mix of content are you going to use, right? What content format is best for your target audience and how to publish and promote those content. So you need to decide on a choice of content mix. Are you going to use videos, graphics and text, photos, and post them on social media, blog posts, case studies, white papers? Are you going to use cartoons? Are you going to do podcasts, keywords in your website, and so on and so forth? Right? Which is appropriate for your target audience? Is it video and graphics and text? Is it a combination of webinar and social media post? Combination of social media and blog post? Right? You need to determine it, and it should be in line on your results from your audit and then your audience. B2B, what kind of content is appropriate for the B2B? If you are reaching other businesses, if you are reaching individual customers, what platforms can you find these individual customers and what content works well, right? Who will create the content? Are you going to create the content yourself? Are you going to outsource, or are you going to bring someone on and hire to do the content for you? What content management tools and systems are you going to use? Right? What video editing tools? What cameras? What softwares for webinars and for your website management, content management websites, or content management systems or website? What type of podcast tools are available, and so on and so forth, right? Sometimes it is important to also get to experiment your content. So you need to do a test. How long are you going to test your content to see how efficacious your content is, right? And so on and so forth. This is very important to help you reach out to your objectives. The choice of content mix is very important. You need to choose them carefully according to your the type of audience, right? The platforms, your product, the industry, the type of customers that you are reaching out to. The next thing is to develop a budget. You need to set money down that can be used for, because probably during your strategy stage, you made it clear that you're going to do a combination of paid and organic. For paid, that requires money. You need to pay money, right, to platform owners. Apart from it being paid, you need to also pay for hosting your website, pay for some of these editing tools, right, and so on and so forth. Right, subscribe to some of these tools and softwares for your webinar and so on and so forth. Graphic designers, etc. So you need to develop a budget. There are two different types. You have the all you can afford and the tax and objectives. There are other types, but I normally prefer these two types: all you can afford and the tax and objective method. All you can afford is when you base or you depend on how much you think as a business, as a small business, as a large business, a medium business, how much you think you can afford to reach out to getting your objectives. So if you choose a tax and objective, if you choose a tax and objectives, you set specific tax aside and the tools required, and then you set the objectives to be achieved from that, and then how much to spend on those tasks in achieving the objectives, right? So you need to have a budget to ensure that you reserve or you make provision for finances for the plan. The next stage is what I call the tactics stage, which involves scheduling your content. How do you get your content in a timely manner across to your target audience, right? So it's about consistency, right, and timing, right? What time will your target audience be available to engage with your content? You need to plan all this and then put them in the form of a plan on a sheet, in a table. This is very important. So planning the delivery of the content in a timely manner. You need to schedule the various content that you have, as a matter of fact, chosen out of the content mix, right? So the schedule will include the content format, the platform, the date and time that the content will be published, what are the intervals? Is it daily, twice daily? At what time? Is it 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 in the morning, 9 o'clock, whatever? Right? When to update some of the contents, for example, your blogs and your website content, right? You can make use of Google Sheet to devise a table, label the table, and then insert the content, the type of platform, the date and timing to publish, the intervals, the days you have to update, and so on and so forth. So it's about timing and delivery of your content, and this needs to be planned. The last I'm going to talk about is the control stage. of your content marketing plan. This involves devising measures to ensure that the success of your content marketing plan has been achieved. That means that it is to show, these are metrics that you need to devise to show that your objectives has been achieved. So it asks the question, how do you know you have arrived at your objectives? Right, so you define metrics to track the performance of your objectives. And this is usually based on your objectives. So when the objectives change, these measures can also be changed. So we're talking about brand awareness. What is the level of brand awareness? Revenue generated, how many followers, likes, what is the profit and return on investment, right? What is the engagement rate? What or how many inquiries you generated, or that the leads that you generated, and so on and so forth. These are measures to ensure that you have arrived at your objectives. It shows you are on the right path, right? So this stage measures the success. So these are the things that you're going to use to measure the success of the plan. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe, comment, like, and share.